Well, no matter which side of this hockey rivalry you stand on, you love the show of unity and honor and respect at the end of every series between Army and Air Force as the two schools, the two teams gather together for the playing of the alma maters on each side. And the Air Force Falcons unable to close things on senior night with a win as the Army Black Knights rally for a victory in the shootout. But man, what a hockey game this was. And for Army, this resurgence in the second half of this season continues in Brian Riley's final campaign. That is one heck of a rally as we take a look at the highlights from this one. Unfortunately for the Falcons, not a lot of highlights after the second period. Air Force built the early lead, got it to 3-0 at one point, but it just didn't hold up late.
God plays 60 minutes. I mean, that's well, in this case, much more than 60 minutes, but it was there, right? You saw it. You saw this team do some of the stuff they did against Canisius, which was find the back of the net, not only first, but second, and building onto that lead. They answered Army goals. So there was so much good tonight for Air Force, but give all the credit in the world to Army. They were relentless. They would not stop until they came all the way back to win this game.
Sam Stitz, Andrew DiCarlo, and Clayton Cosentino built that 3-0 lead for Air Force by the 5:59 mark of the second period. Army got its first goal on the power play at the 18:06 mark of the second period, but when Air Force responded exactly a minute later to make it 4-1 going into the third, it kind of felt like, all right, that's it. And then 3 straight goals by Army in the third period to tie this thing. We went to the shootout, and eventually the Black Knights pull away with the final goal and the final save, and a 4-game winning streak sweeping the season series. The Black Knights in response to an 8-game losing streak against Air Force. And I mean, if you're Brian Riley, this season is turning into something out of a dream. Your team really struggled in non-conference. They had the 9-game losing streak, but you rallied to take the point out of regulation, grab the extra point in the shootout here, and in essence, that's now 10 wins in 11 games for the Black Knights since that 9-game losing streak.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in Atlantic hockey wants to play this Black Knights team at any point during the playoffs. Maybe Air Force, because they'll be champing at the bit to get another shot at Army after losing the season series. But man, Army is playing on another level right now. They are so impressive, and I want to be shocked if they make a deep tournament run.
Full game stats brought to you by Intermountain Health, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. So Air Force falls in this one. The Falcons are now on to Robert Morris next week and to head into postseason play with some momentum. Now you got to go on the road and do the right things there, which the Falcons were able to do last week at Canisius. Have to try to replicate that sort of energy.
Well, and look, I'm going to be the cockeyed optimist here, but look, you won 2 games last weekend. You get a point from Army this weekend. You could look and say, hey, we've taken 3 points in 3 of our last 4 games. Let's finish off strong, come back here at home, and make a run in the tournament.
That is where things stand after tonight as the Army Black Knights rally from a 3-0 deficit and a 4-1 deficit to take down the Air Force Falcons in the shootout. And it sends Air Force on the road for the final series of the regular season coming up next week at Robert Morris. And that will do it for us from here tonight as our final score in this one, a 4-4 tie through regulation and OT and a shootout win for Army. Join us a week from today on Altitude for men's hoops at the Academy as Air Force takes on Fresno State. Tonight's broadcast has been a presentation of Altitude Sports, your home for the Air Force Falcons. For Ryan Kaufman and our entire crew, I'm Tyler Mon. Thanks as always for joining us this season for Air Force Hockey, and we'll catch you next time on Altitude.